Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody. It's the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with Dustin Fox and Earl the Pearl. I'm Adam the Bull. We got Mike and Steve behind the other side of the glass, and a lot to get to today. How you guys doing?
Feel good. I'm alive, man. You wake up, you already won.
I'm alive.
Yes.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely after my bout with COVID, which is a weird virus, man. Because I had this weird variant that was like not even like a respiratory issue. It was more like a gastrointestinal issue.
Not fun.
Not to take you too deep in the weeds there, but no, I'm good. Good to be back. I haven't been here in 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks. Man. Good to have you back, and we'll get to the Guardians a little bit later. Browns training camp getting underway. Shout out to my son who last night,
oh boy,
at the swim meet, Rocky River against Westlake, he had the best time in the 50 meter backstroke.
Really?
That's his event. Yeah. He was in the second heat, so he won his heat. But we found out this morning that he had the best time between the two heats.
Oh, wow.
He beat his buddy. A friend of his won the first heat. He won the second heat, and his time was like 30 milliseconds faster than his friend. He actually had a few friends that he competed with. They were all real close, but he won his heat by 15 seconds over the next finisher. So
sounds like some stiff competition.
The kids, you know.
No, he's having a hell of a 2025.
I know.
On a diamond.
You better hope he's not peaking early, man. This kid's killing it.
I know. Well, listen, he just hit puberty like 6 months ago, so it's all coming together, right?
Up from here.
I hope so. Hope so. He's trying out for the wrestling team. There's a seventh grade wrestling team, so he's doing that this year. So and he just got braces too, so he's kind of miserable. But he got braces on the top half. He's got to do the bottom half in a few weeks. So I'm proud of him because he was feeling like crap yesterday. And yet he still did the swim meet and did well.
So speaking of kids, my youngest daughter, she came to me last week and told me that she wants to play flag football.
Which is now officially recognized as a varsity sport in Ohio.
Yeah, and I have a friend now who daughter plays in South Euclid. So I'm going to get her signed up. My oldest daughter, shout out to her as well. Yeah. She's doing her college visits as she's getting ready for her senior year in high school.
That's
she visited
awesome.
Ohio State. She went down to Spelman. Got Howard on her docket, so she is going to school to be a heart surgeon, and she wants to go to a HBCU over everything, and she wants to pledge in a sorority. So, shout out to her. Check this out.
No basketball?
No basketball.
Yeah,
she wants to run track. Check this out. Smell it. Tell me what you think. It's one of her candles. She makes candles. So
your daughter made that?
Yeah. So she got her own little candle business. It's called Exclusive Melts.
Let me see.
And she puts little sayings on them. My daughter goes to therapy
it smells nice.
to try to keep her emotions regulated.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of therapeutic for her.
Nice.
That's
and
awesome, bro.
She comes up with different scents and things like that, and she just made these. So
that's very cool.
Figured I'd bring one in. Yeah,
cool.
So
she's going to college in the fall. For your younger daughter, if you want to, there's this woman on Instagram, Lizzie Geraci is I think her name. Mm-hmm. I believe she's from Ohio, which is how I came across her initially. She plays on Team USA's women's flag football team.
Okay.
And she's cool on Instagram. She did all these videos of her like working out and training. And there's some like where she's playing with guys and making them look pretty silly. So it might be somebody good to check out.
She loves football. She loves basketball. Denzel Ward is her favorite football player.
Okay.
Jason Tatum is her favorite basketball player.
Oh, man. A Celtic? How do you handle that?
It's tough. You know, it's tough. But when I see him, I just take some videos when he's at the Cavs games and I send them to her. So it's about making her happy, making her smile. That's the end goal. So, all right. You know, but you try to get these kids to make their own decisions. As long as it ain't black and gold decisions or maize and blue decisions.
Yeah.
Then it's cool.
Okay, so you can live with the Celtics.
I can live with that.
Just not Michigan and the Steelers.
I can live with it.
I can see the dividing line there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just lines you don't cross. When you got family that put on that scarlet and gray.
Yeah. Ravens out off the list.
Yeah, Ravens is off the list. Even though they the old Browns, they off the list too. But
is there any baseball team that's unacceptable?
Yankees. Always the Yankees. Yankees is always unacceptable. Sorry, Mike, but always.
Yeah. Mike, do you really care about the Yankees anymore, or no?
Nah.
I feel like you don't really ever talk about the Yankees.
Don't care.
You know.
Real quick before we dive into stuff.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne passed away yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my parents, and I was obviously familiar with Ozzy, the musician, familiar with Ozzy from his reality shows.
Yeah.
But it was obviously before my time.
Sure.
And hearing them reminisce some of the Ozzy stories from kind of their youth and their, growing up as adults in that time period, I'm curious if you guys, and I know you guys are a little younger than my parents, but closer to them than I was.
Yeah.
Did you have any, Ozzy story that sticks out to you that you'll always remember and relate to Ozzy Osbourne?
I mean, you just think about when he bit the head off a bat. That's the most famous story on when he was on. I think it was on stage. I don't even remember, but he bit the head off a bat. Who knows if that actually was real? I don't know, but that's a story.
Did you get deep faked by AI?
I don't know. No, this was long before AI.
I know that was a joke.
I was never a big Ozzy Osbourne fan, but
nor was I. And frankly, I don't really know much about him and his music. I mean, I think what Crazy Train, is that a song?
Yeah, I mean, some of his music's really good. People loved Ozzy. It's sad that he died. I only really know him more from going on the Howard Stern show.
How old was he?
76.
I don't know. Oh, 76?
76.
I was going to say, I mean, he's older than you probably think.
Yeah.
I watched the reality show.
Yeah.
Because it was interesting.
I mean, he was off his rocker.
It was like he had dementia or something.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe he did. I don't know.
He probably did a lot of drugs. I mean,
I'm sure.
Who the hell knows what happened?
Which has led to his condition. But his kids were interesting.
Yeah, right.
For sure.
We talked about the passing of Malcolm Jamal Warner yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I forgot about this because they were doing a premiere for Happy Gilmore 2. It comes out Friday. We're actually going to have Adam Sandler's. Is this locked in or no?
Yeah, his brother-in-law, Chris.
Adam Sandler's brother-in-law, who's an actor.
Yeah, he's been in a bunch of Adam Sandler movies. Yeah. He's in Happy Gilmore 2. He's coming on the show tomorrow.
He's on the show tomorrow, so we'll talk to him about Happy Gilmore 2 coming out on Friday. But they were doing an opening for it, and one of the interviewers asked Adam Sandler about Malcolm Jamal Warner, and I had forgotten that Adam Sandler was on The Cosby Show. He was one of Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner's friends.
Oh, really?
He was, he didn't have, I don't know how many speaking lines he had. He had some here and there, but he was like a somewhat regular. Remember he had I think Theo on the show's best friend was Cockroach. Wasn't that his name? I don't know if anybody else remembers.
I never really watched that show.
Oh, I love that show. And anyway, but Adam Sandler was one of his buddies on the show. And so Adam Sandler talked about how sad it was. He talked about how they would hang out, and Malcolm Jamal Warner was really cool to the other, kids, even though he was like the star, and he was really kind to all the other boys that were like part of his hangout crew.
Mm-hmm.
So
it sucked. Like Malcolm Jamal Warner, man, he was for the culture. He was one of those dudes. He was a great black actor. He was somebody that was really good in spoken word, things like that. He was always somebody that really just tried to inspire and motivate others. And if you are somebody that's my age that was kind of raised in the 90s, you watched The Cosby Show, and Theo was one of the first characters that you saw.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin actually had a dog that was named Theo after him.
Right.
And it was cool to see a black sitcom that wasn't based around struggle or hardship.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And it was still entertaining and it was still funny.
Yeah.
And just like even some of his later projects, like what he did with Malcolm and Eddie show with him and Eddie Griffin, I used to think that was funny. And it's definitely something that shocked people, devastated people, and of course, like in most cases, you find out more about the things that they did and just the type of person they was to the core after they passed away. But definitely, man, rest in peace to him because he was definitely a part of my childhood and a lot of people my age. Like, it
was
rest
the
in
first.
Peace to Ozzy Osbourne as well. I didn't know anything about heavy metal. I don't listen to that type of music, but I was telling Ant, there are certain people in life that just kind of transcends like race or gender or like whether you're a fan of a sport or music. Yeah. You know Ozzy Osbourne, you know Tiger Woods, you know Dale Earnhardt Sr. It's just certain people, like no matter where you are in life, you just know who they are. So it's been a rough couple days for people.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know.
Anybody else dead?
No. Well, there probably are, but nobody famous that I can think of right now.
Nobody famous. I know we got to get to this show this morning. Y'all know I worked for Cleveland Municipal Courts for a long time. This guy, his name was Michael Graves Sr. He was a personal bailiff to Judge Moore. Passed away of a heart attack yesterday morning. And real good guy, big guy with a big heart. Worked with him for a long time. Big Browns fan. He used to tailgate in a muni lot all the time, and he was a part of the crew. They had this big ass bus. They'd be out there 4:35 in the morning. You know, they was cooking steak and eggs in the morning. Had you taking shots all day before you got to the game, and they would stay after the game, win or lose, and they would always have something for the fans. He would tailgate every Sunday since '99. You know, when the Browns came back. So rest in peace to him, man, and thoughts and prayers out to his family.
All right, let's cheer it up now. We talk about this death, so let's talk about some happy stuff.
Yeah, it's the first day of Browns practice. It's coming up later this afternoon. We're going to get to our expectations after a quick word from a new sponsor of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, Yahoo Fantasy. Okay. Today's episode is brought to you by Yahoo Fantasy. Fantasy football is back. Fire up the group chat, get your draft boards ready, and buckle up for a season filled with breakouts, busts, and all the overreactions we live for, and it's all going down on Yahoo Fantasy. This year, the UCSS show, we hope, will be playing on fantasy football after we got away from Yahoo last year. It is the superior, the number one fantasy football app out there, and to celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over the next 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win. It all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned and get started by creating or joining a Yahoo Fantasy Football League at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That is yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet. The Browns officially hold their first training camp practice this afternoon. I believe Earl and G. Bush will be out there getting some boots on the ground for the UCSS group. Practice is until 4:30, so we got a little bit of time. Before I have a specific question to ask you guys about what we may or may not be able to take away from the very first practice, I wanted to ask Dustin.
Yeah.
Dustin, going back to your NFL days, was the first day of practice like Christmas, or was it a dreaded moment, meaning, damn, off season's over?
Well, it's a dreaded moment because you know that summer's over. You know that you're, now you're going to be in it in the battle. For a guy like me, I mean, it was basically like all the off season, all the things that you do, all the hard work that you put in, it comes to a head in end of July, August, when you know that in the next 3 weeks, like my career, the fate of my football journey could be over. I could be here, I could make this team, I could go somewhere else. I mean, so there's a lot of like stress and anxiety that come along with it. And you also know it's the last day you're going to feel good, because the second you step on the field in day one, you'll never feel the way you felt walking on that field the rest of the season. You'll never be healthy again, is my point. So there's a lot of things that change after the first practice, but the number one thing that I had was just like kind of a pit in my stomach that I knew that I had to perform. And I had to play, and I had to stay healthy, because that's the thing too, is the stress of making sure your body is able to perform and go out there and compete against these kids is one of the biggest things that gave me anxiety.
It's funny you talk about your body hurting, because as I was driving in, I was listening to Sirius NFL radio, and it was Bob Papa and Ron Carthon.
The running back.
There was a Maurice Carthon.
Okay.
I don't know. This guy did play in the league. Maybe he was a running back. Can't remember. But he played like 3 years. Didn't play long. And
I think I know what you're talking about. Is he my age?
I'm not sure, but he eventually became a GM. But he started as a scout, and he was just saying, as I'm driving in, he goes, man, I remember going to my first training camp as a scout, and it was awesome. I was excited. I'm smelling the grass. And then he thought to himself, and he said, man, I'm so glad my body doesn't hurt like all these guys right now.
Yeah.
And he was like, I wish I would have retired earlier.
Yeah, he's like me.
He
was a journeyman. He's 44.
Yeah. Okay. So was he running back?
He was from Florida.
Okay.
Played for the Gators.
Yeah. And so
last week, Cecil talked about his first training camp. Now, Cecil's first year was the lockout year. So he gets drafted. He goes back to Alliance to train. He's working on roofs. He's doing whatever he can to stay.
2011 then, right?
Yeah, he's doing whatever he can to stay in shape. And then he gets a call. They fly him down to Jacksonville, and he said he kind of had to snap out of this moment of being in awe. He sees, Maurice Jones-Drew, Mercedes Lewis, and it's like this snap moment. I'm here now. Mm-hmm. He said he had to quickly snap out of that and say, okay, it's time to go prove up along. So
yeah.
So I wanted to ask you guys, we're going to get flooded with videos, with reactions, with observations from all the reporters who are out at camp today. It's obviously the first time we'll see them in the official capacity of training camp. I don't think they have pads on yet. I'm actually 100% confident they don't have pads on for the first couple of practices. But I wanted to ask, how much should we look into what we see on day one? Will the quarterback order, will it really matter on day one, or is Stefanski and his staff still figuring it out?
Zero.
For other positions, is it the same, different?
Zero.
Dustin, is it just day one, or is this one?
Even the depth chart doesn't matter on day one?
For what position?
For quarterback.
Does it matter?
Yeah.
No, I mean.
It's not. Is it an indicator of how they feel right now about the players, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like right now. Like going into camp. That's how they feel.
Right.
And you know what that feeling does? It changes the drill by drill.
Right.
Practice by practice, day by day. It changes. The opinion of these guys, it's like it's like a stock market. These guys are going to play. They're going to ebbs and flows throughout the training camp. They're going to play well. They're going to have bad days, and guys will then get shifted around. I know as a player, when I walked into the locker room and looked at the depth chart, this was like me just looking at like punt team, like
right
where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah.
Like those things were indicators of like, do I have a chance to make this team? Where am I at? I mean, in terms of those guys, like being the starting quarterback, nothing's going to be an indicator this early. I mean, let's wait till we get playing some games, and as Mike said, they're not in pads yet, so none of this stuff really is real football at this point.
See, I think these conversations is cool because you know how like if this was Madden and you go in and try to do franchise mode and you start lifelong fan, former player, you're the former player, I'm the fan.
Yeah. And
from a fan's point of view, I think it's an indicator of how Kevin Stefanski, like you said, feels early on, that he's taking all the information he's got from, the voluntary camps, the mandatory camps, and he has, at least a concept of a plan in his mind. Okay, these are the best guys that's going to give me the best chance to win, I think, at least going into training camp. Mm-hmm. And I can only assume, like you said, performance is going to dictate, who gets those spots from not just, preseason games or in a regular season, but from practice to practice. Tomorrow, depending on what happens today, the depth chart might look a little different. So, I can get that.
I'm going to say what I've consistently said this year, last year, and every other year. From our perspective, there's almost nothing to gain out of watching these practices beyond, does that guy look healthy? Maybe he was banged up last year. Okay, he's running well. That's a positive. Not that training camp isn't valuable. Of course it is. It's valuable for the players. It's valuable for the coaches. But we, as fans and media members, often take things a certain way, good or bad, that we see from a player that really, we don't know what they're working on. We don't know what the call was. We don't know what the defense is being told to do. Obviously, nobody's getting hit. Nobody's worried about getting hit. A quarterback, the only thing that would stand out to me is if a quarterback looked terrible. Because if you look terrible in no pads on air with no getting hit, that's bad. But looking great to me, all 4 quarterbacks, I'm going to say this right up front, it's not going to, like, I feel, however you all feel about nothing I see them do positively. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it doesn't matter to them or it doesn't matter to the coaching staff, but we can't, I think it's silly for us to extrapolate what we see on a positive note from a quarterback and make that seem like it's meaningful in a way, because it's just not, right?
These guys, it's like watching a pro tennis player. They know how to hit a ground stroke. If you went and watched like Novak Djokovic play tennis and you watched his practice, you'd be like, this guy's unbelievable.
It's a good point. Right.
But if he was shanking every ball, you'd be like, this guy can't even hit a tennis ball. He's
Only
the best player of all time.
Right.
You would be like, that's jarring. So the same thing goes with this when you watch these guys at Brown's practice. Like if Shedeur Sanders looks like how you expect the quarterback to look, you're like, that's good. That's what we expect. If it's something else, like, wow, that guy looks terrible.
Yeah.
Then that would be very, very concerning. Now, I mean, as we start to go along, listen to the coaches. See how they talk about the players. They're the ones that are like putting them in like these positions in practice to see how they respond, how they handle a certain defense or a coverage. Like the coaches will indicate to us.
Yeah.
Try to read the tea leaves a little bit when Stefanski starts talking a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know. I've probably mentioned this real quick, Earl. I've probably mentioned this before, but I don't know. But when I was a freshman in college the first time around, in the fall of 1989, I worked at the first college I went to was called SUNY Purchase. It was about an hour outside of New York City, and that's where the Knicks had their training camp. And I got a job working like security at the gym. I say security because I was just checking IDs. That's all I was doing. But when the Knicks started their training camp that year, for the first week it was just the rookies. And so they didn't have any real security. And it was 2 guys. One was named Brian Quinnett and one was named Greg Butler. These guys were neither. I don't think either played in the NBA very long. Quinnett maybe 4 or 5 years. Maybe Butler a little longer. Butler was a center. Quinnett was a power forward, okay? This is 1989, a center and a power forward. So in those days, centers and power forwards did not shoot threes. I mean, there wasn't even a lot of threes, period, at that point. But certainly centers and forwards, these guys were not shooting threes in the game. And they were back end of the roster guys. And I watched them practice for a week. And in practice, they made every three-point shot. They made basically every shot they took in practice. And that opened my eyes even at a young age, and I was 18, and said, oh, my God, these guys are amazing. Like, I was thinking they were going to, and they were rookies at the time. I was like, these guys are so good. And then I realized, oh, my God, it's practice. Yeah, they're the worst of the NBA. At some point, I realized that. But the worst of the NBA is better than 99.99% of people. And so they're going to look great on air. And and it hasn't changed.
So I get the point. It matters to the coaches. It matters to the players. I can even get with the point that in the media, we kind of have an obligation to not like over-exaggerate things like that. But, I mean, part of being the word fan is fanatic.
Sure.
And so I think sometimes media members have false expectation for fans. You got to let fans be fans. And if fans emotions are going to sway from practice to practice based on the information that's reported, it matters to them. Like if they hear that the quarterbacks or the running backs or the wide receivers, somebody didn't have a good practice, or this person had a good practice, for 2 days in a row, again, to the fans, it mattered. And so like these things, to me, they matter, and I get to the players and the coaches is going to matter a little bit more. But man, repetition is the father of learning. And so I care from a fan standpoint of this team that, all right, are you getting better by each practice, right? It's the reps that you get out there. Like, those things matter because they come with chemistry and they come with rhythm. But for us, you shouldn't really just be out there and just, going crazy because you've seen a quarterback have a hell of a practice and think it's the end all be all. But if a fan see that and they want to go crazy about it, that's what part of being a fan is. Let them fans go crazy.
I don't care if media members get excited about it either. Anybody can react however they want. I'm not telling anybody how to react. If you as a fan want to get excited because you see Shedeur Sanders or Dylan Gabriel or whoever looking, as you perceive, looking good in practice and you want to get excited, good for you. But when you use that to call somebody a hater because they're living in reality and you're not, that's where it's unfair. So react however you want, but just don't blame others for being realistic about the situation.
I don't have a problem with somebody who wants to be excited about it,
about
not. Seeing their quarterback,
right,
who might be the future of their team, make a good play.
Yeah,
in practice.
We all want to see.
That's what's wrong with that.
Right. We would all rather Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel look good and not look crappy.
Correct.
Of course.
Correct. But just have some sort of perspective that
right.
it's just a practice right now.
I just think they have that perspective, but it's Cleveland. Football season has started. They've missed the Browns. No matter how bad this season is projected
excited, man.
to be,
they're just excited for football.
Like when you're excited for football. It's football in the air. When you're a fan of this team, you can know coming into the season that this might not be the best year, but it's the top of the year, end of July, training camp has started, and people is excited to at least lay odds on their team.
I got to tell you guys, it's starting to feel like football season's approaching. It's here. It feels like it's here.
Hall of Fame games next week? No.
The 31st.
Next week.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'm after the show, I'm driving to Detroit today to do the Mac Media Day tomorrow, which means to me, and I've done this 10 years. Right. It means that football season's here.
Yeah.
Because it's like this rite of passage. I do this show, me and Reg, I do the show, and then we come back, and then I got 3 weeks, and then I'm into the season.
Do you have your first game
I'm
yet?
doing a high school game on the 22nd.
Oh, really?
Somewhere. I just got a text about this morning. I said, "Are you available?" I said, "Of course."
Oh, nice. You don't know your first college game yet?
I do not. I do not.
Are you working with the same guy?
I am.
Oh, nice.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
But no, it's here. Training camp is here. Dude, the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah.
I love watching a Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, because it's football on the field.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Canton, so it's kind of like very nostalgic for me to watch the Hall of Fame game. But it means that once the Hall of Fame game happens, we're tackling.
Yes.
We're tackling people.
I went with G to the inaugural high school football Hall of Fame induction. We did that together, and he kind of took me around y'all spot and showed me just all this different stuff, and it's cool. Like I can just only imagine.
That, a couple weeks ago.
That was a couple years ago. The inaugural, but yeah, they had one a couple weeks ago. But the inaugural was 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And just to go out there and just to see that atmosphere, I'm like, damn, and I wonder what it's like, because this is the first football game of the season. You just if you love football, you just want to see football.
And I think, and it's not exclusive to Cleveland that fans may be unrealistic. I mean, that's every fan base. Every fan base today is going to talk themselves, whether it's legit or not. Every fan base is going to talk themselves into their team being good.
Brother, I was just in Boston.
Yeah.
And my family's from Boston, and they're Patriots fans. My uncle played there, and there's my cousins, their kids are all Patriots fans.
Right.
And they're talking about Drake May. And
of course.
And they're excited. I'm like, dude, you guys had Tom Brady and now you're excited about Drake May?
Yeah.
It's like, really? But they're excited about
That's what you do.
Yes.
That's what you do when you're a diehard football fan, no matter who you root for. You convince yourself that we got a shot. We got a shot. And some teams do, some teams probably don't, but you never know. Strange things happen from year to year. I heard, I was talking about how I was listening to NFL radio. They were talking about, the Steelers and could Aaron Rodgers have one more good season before he walks off into the sunset with this, and I'm sure in Pittsburgh on some level they're excited too. And you could say, oh, that quarterback's 41 years old, or the Browns, who knows who's going to play quarterback for him. But there is some excitement in the fact that maybe, it's easy to be pessimistic, and because right now I feel very pessimistic about the Guardians, right? Even though they're playing better, and we'll get into that later. And that's unusual for me when it comes to the Guardians, because I'm usually
You've been so negative this year about the Guardians.
For the last 6 weeks. I wasn't negative at the beginning of the year, but I've been very negative for the past 6 weeks, 8 weeks about the Guardians.
Especially during games.
Oh, yeah. Very negative about them. Absolutely. And again, it's unusual because I'm almost always very positive about the Guardians, but I haven't been. And so it's easy to be negative. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel, it's easy to think if you're a woe is me person that these guys are going to stink just like every other quarterback has stunk for the Browns. But maybe this is the time that the Browns finally find their lightning in a bottle and get a quarterback, because there's not a lot of quarterbacks most of the good quarterbacks in the league were drafted in the top 35 picks. But maybe this is the time where the Browns have the one quarterback or one of the few quarterbacks who was drafted later than that actually becomes good, and then they have a quarterback. But we'll see. But
just think about this.
The unknown can be exciting.
Just think about this. Last year, training camp for the first part was at the Greenbrier. Now it's back in Berea, like it should be. And training camp, by most accounts, was a disaster last year. It was a soft camp. Fans really didn't appreciate once the information came out how training camp took place. And so fans are excited to see, okay, it's back in Berea. Is this going to be a tougher training camp than it was last year? What did Kevin Stefanski and company learn from how bad training camp was last year so that don't happen 2 years in a row?
How did it get so bad last year that I know Zach talked about it when he was there. It was like they're not playing that well. But what else went so bad with it? I feel like we're now blaming the training camp for how shitty they were last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of it is tied to just Deshaun Watson. I think a lot of players didn't believe in him.
But here's my question.
Yeah.
How could is everyone on the take?
What do you mean?
Not on the take, but
yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, was everyone in on it to be like so fooled? If you were at the Greenbrier last year, outside of Zach Jackson, did everyone drink the Kool-Aid?
I guess so. Just like fans can convince themselves of things, so can media. Contrary to popular belief, I know a lot of fans think that the Cleveland media is negative when it comes to the Browns.
Bullshit.
They're incredibly positive.
It's not true.
Incredibly positive.
The reason you think that is because the Browns have pretty much sucked since '99. So once the season's going on and the team stinks, it's hard to be positive. And so fans, hear what they want to hear. Everybody hears what they want to hear. If you're a member of the Browns media, if you're us, whatever, even if you're not a Browns fan, it's better for business when the Browns win. I say this all the time. It's more exciting. It's more fun to cover. You have playoff games. There's more, nobody wants the Browns to suck. That's not good for business. So at the very least, media members can convince themselves of positivity too when they need to.
I just think that's two factors that have people excited. Then you talked about the quarterbacks. I mean, the Browns drafted 2 quarterbacks. They wanted us to pay attention. We got a reason to pay attention.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe that Shedeur Sanders could be that guy. He's a polarizing guy off the football field. He does all the right things as far as being in the community and being present, especially with the youth. And if it all comes together on a football field, then, man, that would be one hell of a story to have him be the franchise quarterback of this team. And when it comes to Dylan Gabriel, Tyvis said this yesterday. I said this last week on the Ultimate 216 show. I feel like the most pressure is on him of all the rookies to perform when given his opportunity. Because when I went back and I did my research, he was ranked either 9th or 10th of the overall quarterback prospects. Some draft experts had him ranked as low as 148th of the overall prospects. And yet the Browns act like they found a needle in a haystack. They operating as if all their information on Dylan Gabriel, contrary to everybody else's, is correct. And so to me, it's like the pressure to prove, okay, Kevin got his guy. This is his handpicked guy. This is another Andrew Berry draft pick.
Yeah.
Pick 94. It better be what y'all say it is.
I think that pressure's not on Dylan Gabriel. I think it's on the organization for taking him. I don't think Dylan Gabriel has any pressure. Nobody's talking about him at all.
A little bit of it because he is the guy, and he has to make Kevin and Andrew Berry look good. They all have to, but we're talking about the quarterback position.
I don't know.
I agree. I agree more with Adam here. I'm sorry.
He's a third-round pick. I don't think a third-round pick ever has pressure on him.
Especially not that position.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't think the expectation and what mock drafters had for rankings, that's irrelevant. Nobody in the game pays attention to that. So
I'm just saying we pick and choose when we want to use it for content on this show. I'm just bringing it up for the case of this conversation that we're having.
Fair enough.
That's the facts.
We'll move on in one sec, but I was going back and I heard a clip from a Zach Jackson podcast last year that was getting recirculated about the training camp in Greenbrier. And Erwin, you mentioned that it brought this back up. And at the time, I remember we had a discussion about it, and we all just pushed it off as nothing. Do you remember when Zach came on and said that the Browns were doing a quarterback throwing drill last year? All the quarterbacks, Huntley, DTR, who else they had? Deshaun, and who else? Who was the 4th guy last year? Jameis.
Yeah.
They were all throwing to the targets on the sideline, and Deshaun wasn't doing it. He was just talking to the ball boys on the sideline. And
I don't remember that.
And Zach was like, it was just a little odd that those 3 were going. And Deshaun, it was a throw day for Deshaun. Remember, he had his scheduled off days, throw days.
Yeah.
And he was just standing off to the ball boy on the side. And we all came in and we were like, is this a big deal? We're like, no, he's just resting his shoulder. He doesn't want to overwork it. And then Zach said after we had to leave, that's when Deshaun stepped up and tried to do it, and he caught a glimpse, and Deshaun completely whiffed on the target. And Zach was like, it wasn't that Deshaun was resting his shoulder. It was Deshaun knew he couldn't throw with these guys. So hopefully now that it's back in Berea and it's a different philosophy of training camp, we'll be able to get a little more.
Well, I don't know if it's a different philosophy. How do we know if it's a different philosophy?
I said I hope it's a different philosophy.
And that's what we all said.
We
just all hope. Like, this is his 5th year, Kevin Stefanski as a head coach. You hope that you've learned from your mistakes and that you are doing things a little differently than what you did in the past.
It's his 6th year, actually.
Well, regardless, you still hope that he's learned some things and he's going about things a little bit differently. So it's only time will tell.
Let's talk a little Guardians, guys. Before we do that, a quick word from FanDuel. Summer sports are in full swing, and whether you're all about baseball under the lights, golf on the green, or high-stakes soccer action, FanDuel is the best way to make every game even more exciting. You're already following the action, so why not make it a little more thrilling? With FanDuel, you can get in on the game while your friends are getting sunburnt at the beach. If you're new to FanDuel, well, new customers can bet $5 right now and win $150 in bonus bets if their first bet wins. Just open the FanDuel app today or visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to get started. We actually got a winning ticket today. Our guy Josh Rogers sent us in a winning ticket, or second in a row. If you have a winning ticket, send it in to us. But Josh bet $10 and won $117 on this 5-part same-game parlay in last night's Guardians game. Wow. He had Angel Martinez to record 2 bases, Rocchio to get a hit, Martinez to have an RBI, Jose to score a run, and Martinez to score a run. Our second straight kind of wonky same-game parlay for the Guardians. Both have hit. And we've had 2 winners. If you have a winning ticket like Josh, make sure you send it in to us so we can feature it here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Well, after last night's win, the Guardians are 50-50.
Yeah.
Through 100 games. They've won 9 of their last 11. And I got to ask.
Yes.
We were all out on the Guardians. They had been abysmal for a while. Now they're still 9 games back. They're much closer in the wild card race. Mm-hmm. But are you buying in on this team now? 100 games into the season, with that 50-50 record, winners of 9 of 11, are you buying back into the Guardians?
Define buying back in.
No, you define buying back in.
Okay, I got to define it? You're asking the question.
Well, your buy-in and Earl's buy-in's different, so I don't want to – Earl, you know what? I'm sick of bull. Earl, you start.
What's up, bro?
Are you buying into the Guardians, 50-50
Earl.
winners of 9 of 11?
Am I buying into them? Right now I am. They've been playing like damn good baseball. 8-2, 10-12 of their last 12 games. I'll be all the way bought in if this team continues to play like this and Chris Antonetti and company actually make a move to make this team better before the trade deadline. If the Guardians keep playing like this and they stand pat or actually sell, then yeah, I'm going to be pissed off and I'm going to be triggered just like y'all watching, and then I'm going to be out. The truth is this team is streaky. They've had other instances during the season to where they've played good for a week or 2, maybe even 3, and then the bats went ice cold. And so for right now, you know, they playing damn good baseball. They're getting contributions for people outside of Jose Ramirez. You look at Angel Martinez, I think my man is batting over 400 since the All-Star break, and it seems like every time you look up, he's being a contributor. Brian Rocchio has been better since the All-Star break, and Jose has just been Jose. And if he can continue to get help from other guys at different parts in the lineup, then yeah, I don't see why not with 62 games remaining and the easiest strength of schedule remaining throughout all the teams in Major League Baseball that they can't make a run. Baseball is one of those sports to where you got to get hot at the right time. You got to have a little luck go your way, and anything can happen. Right now, I'm in. But again,
so what does that mean? You think they're going to make the playoffs?
I think that they are going to compete to get to the wild card. Whether they make it or not, I don't know. I will have to come back to this conversation after the trade deadline.
But are you in if you don't think they're going to make the playoffs?
I'm in on the team.
I don't know. I don't buy that.
You don't have to.
If you were in, you got to say they're going to make the playoffs. Just out
of the bull, don't buy it, don't mean nothing.
No, I'm saying if you really are in, then you think they're going to make the playoffs.
It's hard to say. Right now, the trade deadline is looming.
They're not going to make a trade.
Right, I don't know what they're going to do. If they don't add to it,
they're not going to add. I can guarantee you
that. That'll piss me off. That'll piss a lot of people off.
They're not.
Watch them. They'll make the playoffs. They always do.
No, they don't.
Well, it feels like they do.
They make the playoffs more often than the Browns, but
which is why it feels like they make it every year.
Yeah.
I think
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if the Guardians make the playoffs, even though we've all shit all over them for the last whatever. and I said how mid they are. They are kind of a mid team, but they just won 9 of 11. If they win the next 9 of 11, they're going to be in a great position. They probably won't. But the point is, you're going to get Bieber back at some point, hopefully, right? That mid-August.
A month, roughly.
If he comes back and is really good, I mean, that may give him some juice too. The whole team may be like, wow, like our ace is back and he's pitching well. Like we have a chance.
It's up.
What?
It's up.
So you're picking them. You're saying they're going to make the playoffs? Let's go for the two of you. You think if you're in, you got to say they're going to make the playoffs?
I'm in. They're going to make the playoffs.
All right.
They're going to make the playoffs. Trade deadline be damned. The Guardians going to the playoffs.
Listen, they're playing. They've actually won 10 of 12. They're playing very well right now. They're playing their best baseball all season. Could they make the playoffs? It's possible, but will they? I doubt it. I'm trying to be more positive about the team because I do like how they're playing right now, and I really hope that I'm wrong. As well as they've played for the last 11 days, mostly against bad teams, although they did have that great series against Houston to start this streak, and Houston's great. And they will continue to play subpar teams for the rest of this month. So that's an advantage. Earl talked about the schedule. They have the Rockies. They have the White Sox. The Royals are worse than the Guardians. Twins are not very good. They may sell. And maybe the Guardians won't. I think what's going to happen at the trade deadline, they're certainly not going to buy. I'll be stunned if they buy. I don't think they're going to sell any of their guys who are free agents beyond this year. I think they're basically going to stand pat. I think they might, well, they should move on, and I think they will, from Carlos Santana. But I don't think they're going to trade Clase. I don't think they're going to trade Quan. I don't think they're going to trade Cade Smith. I think Santana is probably the one guy that they'll move. They'd love to move on from Lane Thomas, but I don't think anybody's going to take him right now because he's hurt. So I think that's it. And maybe the trade they need or the boost they need is finally calling Kafis up from the minors and hoping he performs. Now, that's a big if because they haven't given him an opportunity yet. And a lot of the rookies that have come up this year for whatever reason have struggled. There have been some who have been great, but it's not been a great season overall for rookies in the majors. But I give them credit. They could be 16 games out right now. I mean, the way they were playing going into that Astro series at the end of the first half was terrible. And I was so angry at the team and the front office and ownership that when they first started playing better, I didn't even want to give them credit for that. But now I want to, because they're playing for the last 2 weeks now. They're playing much better. I do not have faith that they can keep it up and make a legitimate playoff run. But I'm hoping I'm wrong because I want them to make the playoffs. And I actually, in a perfect world, I want to say they could be dangerous in a short series because I like their pitching. But I just think their offense is still so bad that I don't think they can beat a good team when it matters. And that's the problem ultimately. Jose Ramirez, he's been unbelievable. The guy, it seems like he hits a home run every night lately. He's been great. Martinez has been really good since the break. Obviously, Manzardo and now Quan back. Still, you're just still not getting much from the rest of the lineup. That's still, even if you include Martinez, that's still 5, empty offensive spots. And the only way to help is with, internally. And most of the other guys have showed no signs of life. But kudos to Jose, especially, for keeping this team afloat. And they can't win when he's struggling.
No.
You will notice that when they were playing their worst baseball, he was kind of in a slump for a while. And he's playing great out of his mind right now. And not surprisingly, the team is following suit. And even in these last couple of days against the Orioles, when the Orioles have, when the Guardians haven't pitched well at times, the offense has made up for it. And the offense has been really good. I'd love to be surprised. I'd love to have 150 tweets at the end of the year. Bull, you said their offense sucked, and look, they turned it around. Let that happen. I'll be very happy to take an L on this one. Usually I don't like taking L's, but in this case, I'll be happy to take the L. I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But I do appreciate how they're playing right now. They've been finally fun to watch here for the last, 10, 12 games, whatever it's been. They've scored 4 runs or more in, I believe, all but one game since that Astros series, since they ended that losing streak. So this offense that had been so inept has been much better lately, and thus they've been fun to watch.
They didn't hit 16 home runs, 58 RBIs in their last 10 games. Rocchio is even batting like 350 with some RBIs.
Look at that.
Since the All-Star break. So it just sounds like you don't have faith that guys like Rocchio will be able to sustain how they've been playing as of late.
No, because I'm not going to let one good week override, or 2 good weeks at this point, override what I've seen for most of the season and most of their careers to this point. But,
So let me ask you this, because I was listening to the broadcast and they were talking about Rocchio and how he's kind of like not forcing it with his swing. You're the baseball guy. Like, is it possible that like something in his head and clicked him like, okay, let me just chill and let me just, whatever I'm doing now, like maybe he had bigger results in his head earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of locked back into the basics and he's like, okay, well, at least I'm having success doing this. Let me just keep doing whatever I'm doing to do this. You think that can be
of course.
One of those?
Hey, listen, I was pretty high going into last year and again going into this year on Rocchio. I was a believer, and I've lost faith in him, but I haven't completely given up that he could ever be a good player. I just got to see it now and I got to see it for more than 10 days before I'm totally buying in. He's got to do it for a longer period of time. But yes, absolutely. As you go up and down from the majors and minors, there are little steps along the way that you learn. Mm-hmm. As you gain, you have more playing time, you see more pitchers, you gain that experience, you gain that maturity. You kind of, at some point, you relax more, you're more comfortable in your own skin and be more comfortable being in the majors. Then that can happen. I'm not writing Brian Rocchio's career off at this point, but I don't have a ton of faith. But like I said, hopefully he'll continue to play well. Overall, they're playing much better. They're running the bases better. I mean, I love that. Who had the bunt last night? The safety squeeze. Why can I not remember who had the bunt? Was it Quan? I'm totally drawing a blank.
The
now.
Safety squeeze last night?
Yeah.
It was...
Who had the bunt? And then he was out at first. But
Rocchio.
the runs. What was that?
It was Rocchio.
Oh, it was Rocchio. That's right. I couldn't remember. I don't know why brain wasn't working well. And that was a smart baseball play. I'm not a big bunt guy, but in that circumstance, it was a good play and a smart play by Rocchio. And so I think they're playing better. They're clearly playing better baseball. They're running the bases better. They're playing better defensively. Can they keep up this offense? Half a year will tell you no. 2 weeks will tell you yes. We'll find out.
I had another question.
Yeah.
So I noticed like Angel Martinez has played a little bit more, quote unquote, every day.
Yeah.
Since the All-Star break, he's been in center field.
Yeah.
What do you think about him in center field, and like how do you like his progression? He's becoming one of my favorite players.
I mean, the guy's one of the few guys who's he's been better than most of the players on this team. So I would continue to play him every day. Just like I've been saying, you should play Manzardo every day. If a guy shows you signs of life, play him every day. I mean, especially when you got guys who aren't hitting at all. Schneemann, I don't think he's gotten a hit in a month, it seems like. But, he's almost got his OPS up to the major league average. And the Guardians lineup is filled with guys who are well below the major league average. Major league average, I believe, is 711 this year. So when you have a whole team where most of your players are below average at OPS, that's a problem. So when the fact that he's played well enough here to get his OPS almost to league average, I'd play him every day. Absolutely. Go ahead.
We're going to talk a little about Shane Bieber's rehab start coming up in a bit, but first we're going to get back to football for a second. This segment's brought to us by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where'd all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center where you can track all of your accounts, investments, and spendings in one place so you stop just managing managing your money and start building wealth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONNFL at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That is monarchmoney.com, promo code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year. When we talk about the Browns, we obviously mentioned Myles Garrett as their best player, and Denzel Ward is almost assuredly their second best player. And Denzel, who's been often injured throughout his career, is coming off a season where he did start 16 games last season. Only missed one. ESPN put out their top 10 list of the top 10 best cornerbacks in football. Last week, Denzel came in at number 3 on this list, behind just Pat Surtain and Derek Stingley Jr. And I was looking at Denzel.
Mike, whose list is this?
This was ESPN in their top 10 survey from executives.
Executives, yeah.
Yes,
oh,
executives,
interesting.
yeah. So he came in at 3rd, behind only Derek Stingley Jr. and Pat Surtain. That made me go look at his Pro Football Reference page, and he's made a couple Pro Bowls, but he's never made an All-Pro. So I was just thinking, and with Dustin on the panel today, of having played the position at the highest of levels, it was worth asking. And we've done this with Myles Garrett. Hey, can Myles get to another level? Does he still have more to give? Denzel kind of conquered the health last year. I know it's a year-to-year thing, but he did accomplish that side of it. From an on-field standpoint, Dustin, do you think there's another level in Denzel Ward's game, or was his 2024 season about the peak for a cornerback?
Well, I mean, listen, it was his best year that he's had as a pro in terms of pass breakups, games played, which is probably the most important part about that. So with that being said, I think that he can go to another level, but that would require him to repeat what he did last year in terms of his ability to stay healthy and be on the field. Like, I think if he, in 2025, he's able to play close to the amount of games that he played last year, I think he probably needs to have 4-5 interceptions. But like, those pass breakups are insane. And obviously the tackles, whatever. I mean, no one really cares about that in terms of corners being on the All-Pro team. But he was close. I think he received 4 first-place votes for All-Pro last year. He'll be an All-Pro. I have no doubt. And I would not be surprised if he's not this year. Again, it's like fingers crossed. Can Denzel just continue to stay healthy? It's a big question, obviously, for him because he's had so many injuries. But there's no doubt in my mind, ability-wise, it's all there. It's all there.
Earl.
Yeah, I'm with Dustin. If he's healthy, man, All-Pro is loading. Like, this dude plays like with a level of tenacity. He plays ferocious. Like, he's one of those corners. He looks finesse, but he can get physical with you. You talk about the pass breakups. He had 19 last year. That's the most of his career. He had 18 in 2020. And so if he can get the interception numbers up, I think he's on his way to being an All-Pro cornerback. This is a dude that if
he needs a little luck because the
interceptions
are more about luck than it is being a great player. Because my last year in the league, we had drafted Jarius Byrd, who had like 11 picks or something that year, he was like he was just right place, right time.
Anthony Henry for the Browns.
Yeah. So like if Ward can just get one of those years combined with being on the field and the pass breakups, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's the picks. I'm with you. Like, it's going to need a little bit of luck.
We cooking together. I ain't worried about it because before you cook, I mean, even more to that point, we don't really care too much about what PFF has to say, but if you just look at their numbers and you talk about man-to-man coverage, he's right there at the top as one of the best man-to-man corners in the NFL. And to Dustin's point, all you need is a little bit of luck. You know, he stay healthy and get a little bit of luck. He's on his way. That dude is a dog. I joke a lot about MJ Emerson and this, that, and the third, man. But the Browns got one clear-cut dog that plays corner, and it's Denzel Ward.
So, obviously, I'm biased, but I think Jamar Chase is the best wide receiver in football. It's either him or Jefferson, right? Jamar Chase I was watching an interview with him over the summer, and I can't remember who was interviewing him, but somebody asked him who's the best corner in football. And he said one name, Denzel Ward. He said he's the best. Then he went on and named a couple other guys, but he said Ward is the best. And Denzel Ward is the only cornerback I've seen ever have success against Jamar Chase. The only one. Because Jamar Chase basically humiliates almost every other corner. But not that Jamar Chase hasn't had any success against Ward, but Ward has done a great job against him, way better than anybody else. So that tells me all I need to know. And yes, the only thing missing from Denzel Ward's game had been health. Last year he played 16 out of 17. And the interceptions. Every year of his career, is this going to be year 8 for him, I think? Or no, or maybe
Denzel's
7?
played 7 years. This will be his 8th.
Which is, by the way, he's only 28 years old. He just turned 28, so he's not old. He came out young. He's had either 2 or 3 interceptions every year of his career, which is really strange. He's never been shut out, but he's never had a lot.
You want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I told Mike upstairs his rookie season.
Yeah.
This is back when I was still a season ticket holder. That first game of the season, we opened up at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ironically, it was Josh Gordon's last game as a Cleveland Brown, and it rained the entire damn game. He got an interception in his first career game off Big Ben.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah,
Good job out of
that's
you.
right.
But yeah, and as Dustin said, you're right. Some of interceptions is luck, and I think Denzel Ward is so good that when the other corner, like, he hasn't had consistently good corner play around him. So if you're, Lamar Jackson or you're Joe Burrow or you're whatever quarterback they're facing, you're like, I'd rather throw to the guy that Emerson's going up against or that Greg Newsom's up against because I know Denzel Ward's really good.
They don't want that smoke.
So that's part of the reason he hasn't had as many interceptions. But he's got to be. The league executives are telling you he's the third best corner in the league. Jamar Chase is saying he's the best corner in the league. So clearly he's one of the best corners in the league. And I think we're all in agreement. There's even another level, and I don't think it's because of lack of effort or lack of.
No,
it's just he hasn't. It's been some unluckiness or whatever. But yeah, he led the league in passes defended last year. Guy's a stud. I in my mind, I was thinking he was 30 already, but he's still got 2 more seasons in his 20s.
Came out when he was 20.
Yeah.
That 2018 season was his rookie year.
Yeah.
If you look at his Pro Football Reference, his interceptions 3-2-2, 3-3-2-2.
Yeah.
Passes defended 19. Wait, I had this. 11, 11, 18, 10, 15, 11, 19. Never fewer than 10.
Yeah.
Forced 4 fumbles in his career. He has half a sack. Got to get those sack numbers up. Very important sack numbers for a defensive back.
Yeah.
But, Dustin, I guess I would ask this, and then we can move on. If there is an area on the field where Denzel could improve, other than just staying healthy, what is it?
I mean, you're asking me to nitpick,
very
who's
very
the
nitpicky
best at everything he does at that position. I mean, the only thing that he could do is he can't do it. He can't grow. He can't get any bigger. And for as light as he is, and he's not a physical guy, like presence-wise, still makes a lot of tackles and is not scared to come up and make those tackles. I think it scares us more when he comes up to make those plays because you're like,
it's like he looks finesse, but then he straps him on, and then
dude, he looks like a soft player, the way he dresses, and just because and everything he does is smooth. Like it's just he's such a fluid athlete that he makes things look so easy, and it's far from the case. I mean, he is an absolute dog. I mean, you see these plays, Najee Harris right there. I mean, he's going to go low and he's going to take his legs out. Like he has no problem. He's an excellent tackler. So I don't see many weaknesses in his game at all.
Are you?
I mean, that's it. I mean, could he be 10 pounds heavier in another inch? That'd be amazing.
Are you familiar with Ha Davis, the comedian?
No.
So you gotta
Sounds funny.
You gotta watch this video real quick. Sorry, Mike. Then we go move on. You gotta watch this. That's him and Denzel Ward.
It's funny. When did they make this?
Listen to watch it.
This is great for TV.
Yeah.
Great TV.
Anyway.
Well, Denzel Ward is basically taking this comedian and jamming him up all around the city.
Is this guy's from here too?
He's from Detroit.
Oh, okay. Hey, maybe they're friends. All right. All right.
Let's move on after that thrilling segment. Bull, give us a little bit of information about MenuRx.
Yeah, Dr. Jake May and the team at Menu RX, they're doing great work. If you're looking for help losing weight, if you're looking for help on trying to find out what foods fuel your particular body well, everybody's body works differently, reacts differently, behaves differently to different foods. They do metabolic testing to help you come up with a plan to lose weight, to get in better shape, to just feel better, be stronger. There's so many things they can do to help you. And I just spoke to Dr. Jake this morning. I'm actually going down to Baton Rouge next month as I plan my weight loss surgery. And, they can help in so many ways for those of you who are looking to just feel better, look better, and lose some weight. So go to menu-rx.com today. Check out all the different plans. A lot of insurance companies will cover anything you do with Menu-RX, but even if you don't, if you have an HSA or an FSA, you could use that as well. So go to menu-rx.com today. That's menu-rx.com.
All right, guys. Shane Bieber made his highly anticipated rehab start with the Lake County Captains last night. He pitched 3 innings, gave up 1 run, struck out 4 balls. I know we talked about this yesterday in preview, I guess, anticipation of the start, and looked pretty good. I mean, I understand it's low competition.
Yeah, the competition doesn't matter. I didn't actually see it, but he did. He looked good.
You didn't see it, Bull? Guess what? We got highlights for you.
Good. I didn't see it. Yeah.
Shout out to KYC who shot this.
Oh, nice. That was smart to go out there. I like the 4 strikeouts in 3 innings. I'll wait today to see how he was feeling after he threw. He threw, 40-something pitches? I think I said yesterday he'd throw 40-something
43,
pitches. Yeah, he threw 43 pitches. So they're building him up slowly. Obviously, you don't want to rush him back.
Sheesh, that was pretty strikeout.
Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't a strikeout. That was just a strikeout.
I'm just looking to see, you just want to look, how's his velocity?
Sheesh, that's a pretty strikeout.
How's he feeling after he pitches? The competition is what it is. They're A-ball players. It's a good sign that he was able to get out there. And like I said, we'll wait today to make sure we don't hear about any kind of soreness or whatever beyond the natural soreness of just pitching. But it's going to take at least 3 more minor league starts. So you're talking about at minimum 3 weeks before he pitches in the big leagues, maybe even a month. So there you go. Good. It was good. Positive sign.
Earl, what did you think about Shane Bieber last night in Lake County?
I think the uniform, first and foremost, was fire. I like that. But I thought he was fluid. I thought he was Shane. Looks good. Seems like he's healthy. Don't seem like he had any setbacks. And I don't really pay attention to the level of competition. I was more so just paying attention to the mechanics and making sure that he came away healthy, and he did that.
At least we think so.
I was wondering, I'm just watching how he reacted to. I mean, you jump into these rehab assignments, and you're a star in the majors, and you're playing with all these guys who are just trying to make the majors.
Right.
And it was just kind of funny. Like that guy's catching for him. He's catching for Shane Bieber.
I know.
And he daps him up. It's like, good job, man. And, And what is he thinking?
I mean, if you're playing at Lake County,
so cool.
A lot of those guys playing at Lake County will never play in the big leagues.
Correct.
Now it's a little different than years ago because there's less minor league teams than there used to be. Ever since COVID, they cut it to every team now has 4 minor league teams. So your percentages, if you're playing for Lake County, of making the majors are probably higher now than they were before COVID.
What are they, 10%?
Probably higher than that, but not much higher than that. So I know that when I was calling games in 99, 2001, I probably called games over 3 years for 100 players that played for that team, and 6 made it to the majors out of 100. Yeah. And that's a lower level than this, but which doesn't exist anymore. But still, that was 6 out of 100, and 2 of those 6, one of those 6 had 1 at bat in the majors, and the other one pitched 8 innings. So 4 had careers.
It's just incredible because they're all really good players.
Of course, yeah. But so when a Shane Bieber comes to pitch, and I remember going last year. I went to a Lake County game. Stephen Kwan was rehabbing.
Yeah.
And I went to that game and saw Kwan. I think Tugboat was pitching for the Guardians.
But like if you're, I don't know who they played last night.
Yeah.
But like if you're playing for whoever,
Lansing.
who?
Lansing.
So they played
Yeah.
Lansing last night. If you're playing for Lansing and you're playing,
Lugnuts.
you know you're getting Bieber starting, like you have a chance to maybe people are going to be watching.
Absolutely, it's an opportunity. If you're a player on the other team, you're like,
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
shit,
an
man, I
opportunity.
got a Cy Young guy.
how did they score the run, Lansing? Mike, do you know?
Yeah, it was a sack. Well,
Somebody got a hit off him.
They got 2
Yeah,
hits,
someone
right?
got a hit up the middle.
Yeah,
So I can see Steve get the highlights again.
yeah.
I didn't watch the game.
Right,
I was
right.
going through the KYC highlights. They didn't foul the ball, but in the third inning,
Yeah.
someone hit a single up the middle. There was a pass ball. He got to second. A grounder to second base.
Got him to third,
Got to third.
then a
And
sac
then there was
fly.
a hit to the outfield.
Manufactured.
I don't know if it was a hit or a sac fly.
I got
All I
you.
know was the guy came out and scored.
Yeah, I mean, if you're knocking in a run against Bieber, you get a base hit. Like, you got to be thrilled.
Yeah, I'm telling my kids about that.
Right, even if you never make it to the majors. Hey, I got to. Hey, I mean, G. Bush sacked Ben Roethlisberger in college, right?
My brother picked off Tom Brady.
You got those things forever on the resume. Those things never go
yeah.
away. So, yeah, it was a positive step, and hopefully by the middle of August, he's back in the big leagues, and hopefully by the time he gets back, the Guardians are playing as well as they are now and legitimately in the race.
I did have one question on the Bieber thing. We can move on after that.
Yeah.
It's 43 pitches. It's 3 innings against, what is that, single A? Lake County single A? Yeah, single A competition. Obviously, he won't pitch in the majors. I don't want to say obviously. I'm assuming he won't pitch in the majors before the deadline, right? That's basically.
I just said that. Were you not listening?
No, I know, but I'm asking a question. I want to make sure.
There is
it's
zero
right.
chance he pitches before the deadline.
Is there anything he could do in a minor league rehab start that could entice another major league team to trade for him prior to the deadline?
Sure. Absolutely. If he gets through I assume if everything went okay, if he's fine after yesterday, he'll make another rehab start before the deadline.
And he'll throw how many pitches in that 80 pitches?
Probably more like 60.
Okay.
Again, I don't know for sure their plan, but usually you go 40, 60, 80 would be the build-up, something like that, give or take. I would say between, around 55, 60 pitches probably. So he'll probably pitch, let's see, yesterday was he'll pitch next Tuesday is my guess. The 29th. The deadline's the 31st. He goes out there, throws 58 pitches. I don't know if they'll have him pitch for Lake County again next week, or maybe he'll pitch at Double-A with Akron. I would think maybe they do that. Bring him to Akron. If he goes at Double-A, which is obviously a huge jump from A-ball, like now you're talking about a lot of teams' top prospects are playing there.
That's where Bazana is, for what it's worth. Who had 2 doubles yesterday?
What's that?
I was saying that's where Bazana is.
Right.
For anyone else who's not.
If he
familiar.
goes and pitches for Akron next Tuesday, and let's say he goes 5 innings, has 8 strikeouts, 2 hits, looks sharp, good velocity, yeah, absolutely somebody would trade for him. You're not going to get a huge return because he's a free, or he's not, technically he's not a free agent. He has an option, but he's going to decline that option, so he's really a free agent. And you're not going to get a lot of starts from him, and he's coming off a serious injury, so you're not going to get much, but you could. My guess is they won't trade him because they won't get much of an offer, even though they're probably not going to have him back next year. But I think they probably should. But if Earl is right and Dustin's right, the Guardians are going to be a playoff team, then they should definitely keep him. And he'd be very formidable potentially in the playoffs if he were healthy. So I think he's unlikely to be traded. But yeah, somebody would give you something for him, just not what you would if he had been pitching for a while.
If you don't think he'd resign, Bull, and you were in the GM chair,
Yeah.
would getting something for Bieber
Yes.
be better than nothing?
I would trade him, yes. For 2 reasons, honestly. Number one, he's not going to... Here's the only way that Bieber picks up his option, to me, is if he gets hurt again. Well, I don't want him if he gets hurt again. So I would trade him just to avoid that. Because if Bieber comes out there, let's say he only makes 6 starts or 8 starts, and he pitches well, even if he's not fantastic, even if he's just good, solid, which he will be. Shane Bieber's never been bad when he's been healthy. He's going to opt out because somebody will pay him more than what the Guardians are supposed to pay him next year. All right, Mike.
All right, let's move on to our next topic, guys. Yeah. It is brought to us by Yahoo Fantasy Football.
Yahoo!
Oh, that was good. I would like to require you to do that every time we do a Yahoo Fantasy Football read between now and August 3rd when their read is up.
Okay.
I am a fantasy football player, and I do prefer using Yahoo when we play fantasy football. We got away from it in the UCSS League last year. It was a terrible decision by Bull to leave Yahoo.
Going back.
I hope we go back to Yahoo.
Baby,
and I just got confirmation from Bull that we are going back.
We are going back to
Yahoo. You can fire up the group chat and get your draft boards ready. Buckle up for a season filled with breakouts, busts, and all the overreactions we live for. It's all going down on Yahoo Fantasy. To celebrate 28 years of fantasy greatness, Yahoo Fantasy is dropping 28 big new features over 28 days, giving you more ways to play, more ways to draft, and more ways to win. It all begins on August 4th. Stay tuned and get started by creating or joining a Yahoo Fantasy Football League at yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. That is yahoofantasy.com/LockedOnNFL. And let's make this fantasy season the best one yet.
Can't wait.
All right, Mike, what are we getting to here?
Next up, ESPN put out its preseason roster rankings. Now, we had done the PFF one in the past, where the Browns came in dead last. They were a little better in ESPN's ranking. They were 31st. But I didn't want to I didn't want to argue over. Should they be 33rd or 30th? 29th. Like, who cares? What ESPN did that was a little different than what PFF did was they broke down each team into different categories.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the categories that made up how they rank these rosters, and I want to know if you guys agree with ESPN or would go somewhere else. So the 4 categories they put in determining this, and this is less of a determination, more of just the 4 categories for strengths of the roster, weakness of the roster, X factor, and a non-starter to know, aka a sleeper. So a sleeper on the roster. So before I show you what ESPN chose as the strength of the Browns, let me ask you, what do you think is the strength of the Cleveland Browns 2025 roster?
What position group?
Yeah.
That's easy.
Go ahead.
Defensive line. That's easy.
I don't know that it's easy.
I think a proven player.
Yeah, but he is the best at his position by far.
That's true.
I mean, if we go even projected best group or projected strongest group, it's still a defensive line. Myles Garrett is one of the best players overall in the NFL.
Top 5 talent.
Right there. I mean, Mason Graham was drafted in the top 5. He should hit the ground running right away. Mike Hall, I know he's kind of like dealing with recovering from the injury, but you have him sitting right next to Graham and Myles Garrett, and then you have McGuire and Alex Wright on the other side. If you look at any other position group on this team, I can only assume that fans will feel more confident in their production versus anybody else's. Maybe the DB room, but I would go with the defensive line.
I would say I agree with you. It's not like easy to say that, but it's because of how talented Myles is, and because they added such a talent, I think, in Mason Graham to top 5 picks. So them, and then I don't know, it would be second. I wanted to say maybe running back receiver.
Before the Judkins situation, I was feeling good about the running back, but I'm going to disagree with you guys and go offensive line. I got more proven talent on the offensive line than I do on the defensive line. I know they struggled at times on the offensive line, and they're older and they dealt with injuries. But when it's all said and done, Jack Conklin still had a good year. Joel Bitonio was really good in the second half. Wyatt Teller is still really good. And we're doing some projecting, right? If we're gonna say the defensive line, it's all projection outside of Myles Garrett. So I love the fact that the big fella at left tackle lost a crap load of weight. I think it gives him a better chance to stay healthy. And we've seen that when he's healthy, he's a good player. So I'm going to go with the offensive line. I think the defensive line could be, but I think the offensive line has more proven players. So I'm going to go with the offensive line. I think that's maybe a shocking one.
Yeah, but one of those proven guys, this is probably his last year. So
right, but we're just talking about this year. Yeah. We're not talking about, going forward. Yes, I feel yes, the defensive line has more upside than the offensive line. I'll give you that. But I think that who's the other starting end for the Browns?
TBD. ESPN. I'll give you the answer.
Yeah.
Then I'm curious what you guys think.
Yeah.
Got a little more specific than Dustin and Earl, but they agreed with Dustin and Earl. They said the biggest strength was edge rusher. And I quote, 4-time All-Pro in 2023, DPOY Myles Garrett carries the group, having posted 60-plus pass rush wins and 12-plus sacks in 5 consecutive seasons. The depth isn't as strong as it has been in years past, but there are plenty of candidates for significant work, including Alex Wright, Isaiah McGuire, JTS, and Julian Okwara.
The great Julian Okwara.
Can't forget about Julian Okwara.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
With that information,
yeah.
Dustin and Earl, they took defensive tackles out of the equation. If it was just the edge rushers, would you say edge rusher or offensive line's a bigger strength?
Edge rush.
I'm still going. I'm with Dustin. That's Myles Garrett.
It's so funny because they have nobody else you're sure about, and yet Myles Garrett's so good that it just overcomes.
I kind of agree with him too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah.
Biggest weakness. What do you think ESPN went for the biggest weakness of this Browns roster?
Quarterback.
Linebackers.
Ooh, 2 different answers. Bull, what are you going to say?
I mean, linebacker, they have really nothing proven. Quarterback, they have nothing proven. Running back, they have nothing proven. I mean, Jerome Ford's proven he's okay.
I mean, I would have said quarterback, but it's just such an easy answer. It's like low-hanging fruit with the Browns.
But we're trying to guess what they're saying, so.
Yeah, it's going to be linebacker or quarterback.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Earl on this one. I'm going to say quarterback also.
You guys are correct. ESPN went with the quarterback position. Quote, they say if you have 2 starting quarterbacks, you have 0. So what if you have 4? Cleveland will roll out the rare full-on competition between 4 underwhelming candidates. Joe Flacco, 40, journeyman Kenny Pickett, 3rd-round rookie Dylan Gabriel, and 5th-round flyer Shedeur Sanders. Perhaps one of the rookies will be a gem, but frankly, it's hard to see much upside.
It's a lot of encouraging sentiments there.
Who wrote this?
Who wrote Mike Clay.
Mike Clay?
Mike Clay's a fantasy guy.
Well, they had Mike Clay, Seth Walder.
Oh, they all contributed their part.
Jeremy, yeah. So that was his part.
All right. He's not a Shedeur believer or a Dylan Gabriel believer, obviously.
5th-round flyer.
Or a Flacco believer or a Kenny Pickett believer.
Yeah, he's not a believer. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can be a believer in Kenny Pickett or even Flacco at this point, like in terms of long term. But, okay, go ahead. What's next?
X Factor.
Ooh.
Now this... Oh, you know what? I'm not going to give you anything of what ESPN said. I'm curious where you guys would go for X Factor.
X Factor.
Now, is it a position group?
No, he's not going to give us anything.
Yeah.
What for you is the X factor to success for the Browns?
Like, is it a position group X factor?
You don't want to tell us, right?
I want to see what you
just got to come up with your answer.
However you see it.
I mean, it's vague. Like, is the X factor a player or is it a position group?
Go ahead. Maybe Dustin can lead the way here on this. Go ahead. Give us a clue.
Kicker.
It's a great answer.
Kicker.
Dustin Hopkins was great 2 years ago, was atrocious last year.
Their kicking game was atrocious. Good punter. The kicking game was atrocious.
He got a contract, too.
He got paid? Why you'd ever pay a kicker, I have no idea, but never draft a kicker, never pay a kicker.
The Browns pay people like what are they, the Bobs in Office Space? It's like the less you do, the more you get.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
all right, so
it's just unbelievable.
If I had to go player, I'm going to go Cedric Tillman. I think that we seen last year that we can trust Jerry Jeudy to go out here and be productive and ball out. And if Cedric Tillman can stay healthy, I think, it was a small sample size, but when he was given the opportunities to show what he can do, he took full advantage of those opportunities. This dude came into the league with an NFL-ready body already. And if you looked at him in a few times that he was out there for minicamp, he looks leaner, which means he's probably faster than what he was before. This is his 3rd year in the NFL. I'm pretty sure he's worked on the route running. The hands is there. He got big playability. If he can be as productive as Jerry Jeudy, then the Browns got more at wide receiver than we believe we do.
So I said the X factor for me was the kicker, and I was kind of like tongue-in-cheek in that a little bit because I always rip on the Browns' kicking situation.
Yes.
But honestly, this year I do think it is going to be an important factor because we just said the biggest weakness on the team is quarterback. Okay, that's the most important position, especially for the offense. We know that points are going to be at a premium for this offense, and so if we think the Browns are going to have any chance to do anything this year, you're going to have to get points when you get inside those opportunity areas of the field where you can make those kicks. That's going to be huge.
Yeah.
And then the other thing we said that the greatest strength of this team is going to be the defensive pass rush, which means the defense is going to have a chance to make some plays this year. So if the Browns want to make the playoffs or try to make the playoffs or just be relevant this year, they're going to have to get points every time they get inside, get across the 50 and have a chance to get points. They need their kicker to be excellent.
Yep.
And they need their defense to play really well. So if all those things play out, my prediction is going to be very important.
You know, the last 2 years, the Browns had a surprisingly great year and then a horrible year, right? Mm-hmm. In the surprisingly great year, their defense was great. In their awful year, their defense was, I'll say, above average last year. So it was a big, and we talked a lot about that. Their offense was not really that much, like their offense wasn't good either year. It was worse last year, but it wasn't good either year. But what we kind of forget about is the kicker. 2 years ago, they won a bunch of close games because their kicker made a lot of big field goals. Mm-hmm. Last year, they lost all the close games because their kicker sucked. So yeah, that could be definitely an X factor. But to me, the biggest X factor is the same I gave for the weakness, and that's the rookie quarterbacks. Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel. A lot of people think neither one of them is going to be any good. Some people think Shedeur Sanders is going to be good. I guess some people think Dillon Gabriel is going to be good. I personally think Shedeur Sanders has a better chance of being good than Dillon Gabriel, but I don't know. We'll see. So I'll say both of them are the X factors because if one of them turns out to be a good quarterback, well, we've seen how a rookie quarterback can turn around, a good rookie quarterback can turn around a franchise more than anything else. So that's my X factor.
You're the closest, Bull, but I intentionally didn't give you guys a ton of information on this one because they went against the grain of how they'd been doing this. Mm-hmm. ESPN's X factor for the Browns this season is, quote, the entire rookie class. Cleveland is not a contender in 2025. So the Browns' focus should be on developing their young players into starters or hopefully even stars. The highest upside spot is with Gabriel and Sanders. The sooner one of them pushes Flacco or Pickett for playing time, the better. But the quarterbacks are long shots, and this philosophy extends to the rest of the class as well. Can Mason Graham be a stalwart of this defensive line for years to come? Do they have a successor to Nick Chubb? These questions matter more than wins and losses for the Browns this season.
Plus Schlesinger taking over JFK's spot, plus Harold Fannin maybe taking over for Njoku if he walks as a free agent after the season. I do think it's there's a lot of opportunity for the Browns rookies. Obviously, it's the first time they've had a first-round pick in a while, and they have a lot of guys. Unfortunately, Judkins now not being one of them. We thought he would be. They have a lot of guys. Well, I guess now Dylan Sampson has the opportunity to be an impact player right away, where he wouldn't have probably if Judkins was here. So
I thought he would have had an opportunity to be an impact player even with Judkins in the fold.
That's fair, but he'll have more of an opportunity.
It's more of an opportunity now, but when I look at it, me and Spencer did a show on the radio Saturday, and we were talking about Mason Graham, and I say, man, one of 4 drafted that high since 95, he can't just be good, Spencer. You got to be great. Like, he can't just be good. Mason Graham has to be great. And, again, this can be homerism. I'm optimistic. I think Mason Graham is a damn good football player. Like, we talk a lot upstairs after we get finished with the show, and before the draft, me and Mike was playing around, I think ranking our top 5, 6 overall players, and I had Mason Graham in my top 5. I think he's that good of a player, and it'll be interesting to see how this entire class play out. Carson Schlesinger is a guy that I think that's, we talk about Dillon Gabriel flying under the radar. Mm-hmm. This is another guy that's flying under the radar, and by people who's really had their eyes on him. He's gritty, he's hungry, he plays with a high motor, and he's very intelligent and more athletic than what people give him credit for. So we'll see.
Yeah, you were on our podcast yesterday. You were talking about how much you like Mason Graham, and you think he's going to be really good.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, it's hard for a defensive tackle to make a huge impact immediately, or at least a noticeable one, like that we can see, because there's not stats. But
glad you corrected that yourself, because it's not that he can't make an impact quickly, because he can, and I think he will.
Yeah.
But it's those impact plays that all of a sudden, when he's pushing two guys into the quarterback's lap, and you're like, holy shit. Like the Aaron Donald type of plays.
Right, yes.
That you did not typically see from a defensive tackle in a long time. I hope that we see some of that. It's going to be hard to replicate what Donald did, because he's a freak of nature. But, I think he's going to allow Myles Garrett to make a lot of plays, and he's going to be a garbage man in there. He's going to do a lot of the dirty work that you're not even going to talk about, but it's going to allow other guys to make plays. And where you'll notice it will be the post game press conference, when all those other guys who are getting all the accolades are praising Mason Graham for setting him up.
Yeah, I mean, and to your point, Earl, he's got to be a star. I mean, I'm not saying he's got to be a star immediately, but if he doesn't become a star, a perennial Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, it's a bad pick.
Yeah.
You draft a guy in the top 5, no matter who it is. If that guy has not become a perennial Pro Bowler at worst, it's a bad pick. So
I was just looking at their depth chart. We didn't really talk. I think the one free agent move they did make, Malik Collins, that plays defensive tackle. Yeah. I think he's going to be good for Mason Graham and for Mike Hall. But I'm curious, Dustin, because you talk about what Mason Graham can bring. We saw flashes of it, right, when Mike Hall was available last year. Another dude, explosive off the line of scrimmage, real high motor. I'm curious to know what you think about just that trio, Miles, Mason, and Mike Hall, the potential of what that can bring to us when all of them is available to us.
Well, if all those guys are clicking, I think you'll definitely have a chance to have a special group. That's why you said they're the group that you feel most confident about. And I would agree. I think those guys, all three of them, can be really good players. I'm excited about Mason, obviously. There's something to be said about a guy who was a 2-time All-American at Michigan, powerhouse, Natty, Harbaugh, all those. You just got to be a special guy to do all the things that guy did. If you said at the end of the day, what are the chances he's going to be a bust? Sure, there's a chance. I'd say it's very, very low, 10%. I think he's a good He'll be a starter in this league, a really good starter, I think, for a while. Mm-hmm. I think there's a chance he could be a great player, and there's a chance he can. Maybe it's a 20% chance, but that's a high chance that he could be like a gold jacket guy. You know what I mean? You're a top 5 pick.
That's what you're hoping for. All right, Mike.
Well, you mentioned a starter. There's the last category. It is the non-starter to know for this season. Who do you think ESPN chose as the non-starter on the Browns to know?
I'm not 100% sure he's a non-starter, but I think he is. And if that's the case, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's Dylan Sampson. I mean, if we're looking at Jerome Ford as the starter right now, which I think we are, that's the guy to know, because right now, with Judkins not in the picture, you have 2 backs. And we've seen Jerome Ford. He's not terrible, but he's just a guy. And so Dylan Sampson, who was a great player in college, it seems like he's got a lot of upside, and now he's going to have even more opportunity without Judkins. So to me, he's the name to know, because who knows? I mean, he could end up being a 1,000-yard back this season, depending on when or if Judkins plays this year.
Harold Fannin, for me.
I'm going Zach Zinter for me.
So, Zach Zinter.
Yeah. Okay. We talk about the offensive line.
Yeah.
That group is getting up there in age.
Yes, they
Wyatt
are.
Teller and Joe Bitonio at the guard position. They make a lot of money. Andrew Berry drafted this kid. This is another year under his belt. I just think that's a non-starter to watch for. And hopefully he can make some noise. And if he does, who knows?
All right, who did they go?
I like all 3 of your answers better than what ESPN put. They put Mohamed Diabate. Quote, we expect new addition Jerome Baker to start ahead of Diabate, but the 2023 undrafted free agent was surprisingly productive in 2024. Baker made his average run tackle after a gain of 2.7 yards, which ranked 4th best among qualifying linebackers. That's why we think Diabate will be a backup. However, he's incredibly well-ranged in pass coverage and graded highly in DVOA, adding 7 pressures on blitzes as well. He could be a breakout candidate for the Browns this season.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's as good as all the ones we said.
Yeah.
All right, That's going to do that. We're going to move on to something else,
Yep.
and then we got a game to wrap up today's show. But a quick reminder that today's episode is brought to us by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center where you can track all of your accounts, investments, and spendings in one place, so you stop just managing your money and start building wealth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use promo code LOCKEDONNFL at Monarch Money for 50% off your first year. That is monarchmoney.com. Promo code LOCKEDONNFL for half off your first year. Guys, the Browns are going to release a new helmet today. And have you seen any of the videos and the lead-up that they've put out in terms of promoting this new helmet?
I haven't.
If you haven't, this is the one they tweeted out this morning. Steve, you take that word full. It's Dude Wipe sponsored, a giant, whatever that is, balloon egg floating on the lake. They have tweeted no less than 15 times over the last 3 days teasing this new helmet.
What is that?
The Browns are going to have an alternate helmet this year. And so whatever the hell this is that they're doing.
Yeah, it's under this.
It's
the helmet's
under there.
We assume there's something under there that is, I don't know if it's a big helmet or something that's going to be a reveal.
Okay.
The Browns have tweeted about this so much.
Really?
They are building this up to be the announcement of a century, which means you know it's going to suck.
Yeah,
it's going to piss everybody off.
Yeah,
Every other jersey reveal, helmet reveal throughout the NFL has come out at like 9 a.m. Just kind of like the Bills. Dustin, did you see the Bills' red helmets next year?
I have not seen the official ones. I mean, I've seen ones they've had in the past. Can I find this easily? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just search. Schefter tweeted
I
out
don't
yesterday.
live on social media anymore, so there are all these little things I miss.
Well, there was no pre-announcement. Like, it was just, hey, the Bills are wearing this awesome red helmet. Let me pull it up here real quick if I can.
So they're the helmets I wore.
Yeah, exactly.
The Bills ones?
Yeah, that helmet.
I thought they still had that.
They don't.
Oh, so I like that one.
They changed to the white helmet with the Bill logo, which is the same logo, but the white helmet is almost like kind of a more modern version of their throwback, which is like the O.J. Simpsons, which was the cream helmet with the old school buffalo on the side. But that Bills helmet is what I wore when I played for the Bills.
There was no lead up to this. There was no 17-tweet barrage getting fans ready. They just said, you know what? We're going to drop that we have a new helmet.
That's the helmet we wore. So that's
I like that.
You can see it. That's
Steve zooming
care
in.
about
Hold
you, if you
on.
care
Hold
about your
that real
boy.
quick. 35? No, leave your phone where it was.
Oh.
Yep. There we go. This is Dustin rocking the red helmets. The more they tweet about it, the more they hype this up, the lower and lower my expectations are. Earl, I know you care about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What do you want to see in a new
Earl?
helmet? We'll react to it tomorrow, but what are you hoping it looks like?
I just wish, to your point, Mikey, that they would have you release it. And if it's really good, that's when it blows up. You don't need all this seven days of hype for a effing helmet.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I guess the rumor says a brown helmet. I just don't like that matte brown. Long as it ain't like that matte brown, it'll be interesting to see. I want to know what the face mask look like on it, things like that. Because our face mask went back to the white face mask. So brown helmet, white face mask, probably like the orange stripe with the white stripes on the exterior of it. It'll be interesting to see how they mix and match those different helmets with the different.
We just don't have a great
jerseys.
color scheme. It's hard. It's hard to make things look cool when you've got brown.
My fall baseball team that I coached were the River Bandits, right? And
Those hats are sweet.
the River Bandits hats, I changed the color scheme this year. So for the first year, we had somebody create the logos and the colors and stuff, and we had brown and orange for our team. And the jerseys were brown. It was really hot. It was like a dark brown. It was like, and we're playing in the middle of the summer. And anyway, I changed them to, I don't know what you guys think. I'll show you this is what our jerseys are going to look like this year, Steve. They're white. You can't really tell. We changed it to more like the Guardians colors there with the River Bandits, but I wanted the white. There you go. That's a little better. I don't know. So we got a jersey reveal coming too.
Sweet.
We changed the logo and everything.
We'll be waiting for the tweets.
What time is the reveal again, Mike?
It's today. Who the hell knows when? The only team to tease this for 82 hours. All we know is
sometime today.
You guys do know that the UCSS chat for me has become my new social media because I don't miss things. You guys put it in there.
That's true.
So if I just wait a day, I can go scroll through the chat.
It's been quiet to chat lately, except I always put a message in there when Matthew Boyd pitches well to bust Jason's balls, as he did again yesterday.
2.2 ERA.
2.2 ERA, fourth best in baseball.
Crazy.
All right, you got some sort of game for us now?
Yeah, I do. It's gonna be fun.
All right, go ahead.
I was looking up something the other day. I have to give you the origin of this game. I was looking up a stat for a segment we were going to do next week. And I noticed something when I was looking that up. I was like, that can't be real. And I went. Turns out it was very real. Mm-hmm. So I found...
Is this the Tom Brady stat?
No, this had to do with the Browns defense.
Okay.
But it's for next season.
Before you do that, can I give this Tom Brady stat that I just heard?
Sure.
Tom Brady never played in an NFL regular season game in his entire career in which his team had been eliminated from the playoffs. Never. Not one game. Every single regular season game he played, his team was still in the playoff hunt. Still alive to make the playoffs. If you think about
That's crazy.
I guess it's not that surprising because he went to the playoffs basically every year, but it's still incredible. Played over 20 years.
Yeah, that is crazy.
And never played a meaningless game, essentially.
So basically, I was looking up a stat. I found something I couldn't believe was real. Looked into it. It very much was real. Mm-hmm. So then I went and found mostly Cleveland-related. Some are not Cleveland-related, but then I started searching. These stats can't be real, but are they? So these are crazy or real stats. I'm going to give you a stat. You got to tell me if it's a real stat or if I made this up.
Okay. Is it just football?
No, football, baseball, basketball.
Okay.
We got at least one for all three Cleveland teams. Well, at least multiple for all three Cleveland teams. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see if you guys can identify which stats are actually real and which ones are just bogus.
Historically, these are historic stats or just this year or in the last year?
Both.
Okay.
A mix of everything. It's a jambalaya. There's no one common theme.
All right, guys.
All right, and there's no whiteboards today. So I'm going to ask you guys think about it for a second, and I'll ask you real or fake, real or fake, real or fake. All right, first one, Steve, let's see it. In 2024, the Browns defense had 4 total interceptions, the fewest of any team in the NFL.
That's false.
Does it have to be all right or all wrong, Mike?
It's either all right or all wrong, yeah.
Or all true or all false?
Yeah.
You're saying false?
Well, we know because just from earlier, Denzel had 2 last year.
Yep.
So did anybody else have picks last year?
I'm going true.
I'm gonna say false.
True.
The answer, Steve, is that is very real.
Yeah.
Real.
Can you name the other 2 players that had interceptions for the Browns last year?
Ronnie Hickman.
No.
This wasn't last year where the guy had the touchdown and he led the team in touchdowns, was it?
Rodney McLeod?
Yeah.
He didn't end up finishing high enough to categorize, but he did not have a pick either.
He did not. Okay.
Well, Emerson didn't have any.
Did not. Nope.
And neither did
Greg Newsome had one.
Newsome did have one.
Newsome had 1. So 2 for Denzel.
Yep. I'll give you the game of the last.
It had to be like a defensive lineman or something, maybe.
It was against the Commanders.
Was it Myles Garrett?
Nope.
Was it Jock?
It was. Very good, Earl.
Thank
it
you.
was J.O.K. The game he got hurt.
Okay. I didn't remember that. Good job.
All right, you ready for the next one? Bull, you
Yeah.
better know this one.
Okay.
Cal Raleigh, the catcher for the Seattle Mariners, has
Yeah.
more home runs by himself this season than the top 2 home run hitters on the Guardians combined.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Real.
Sadly, it's real. It is 38-37. Cal Raleigh is 38. Jose and Manzardo combined have
Do you
37.
think this guy was gonna be this good?
No, not this good. No.
Yeah. Okay.
I knew he was good, but he's been good, but not this level. By the way, another good stat for you for baseball: the Rockies are more games out of 4th place. Remember, there's 5 teams in each division. So the Rockies are more games out of 4th place in the NL West than any other team in baseball is out of 1st. So even the White Sox are closer to 1st place than the Rockies are to 4th place, at least as of yesterday. It's possible that changed because I know the Rockies won last night.
Also, we made these yesterday, so if numbers are one off.
Yeah, they could be one off. Yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right, next up.
That's true. Jose hit a home run yesterday.
And so did Cal Raleigh. So it actually.
Oh, that's true. He did.
Jerome Ford was the only Brown last season to record a run of 20-plus yards.
It's such a sad thing that it's got to be true.
The only Brown, not running back. The only Brown.
It's not running back. It's just only Brown.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go real.
I'm gonna say fake.
Dustin?
I think it's real.
It is fake.
I told you.
2 other players.
Didn't Jerry Jeudy have one?
Nope.
Oh.
Deshaun?
Nope. But a quarterback did.
Jameis?
Nope.
Oh, DTR.
DTR had a scrambler 20-plus, and Deonta Foreman. That one run that equated to like 43% of his season yards.
All right.
All right, this is a non-Cleveland related one.
Okay.
But I found this, and this was just an incredible stat. Or maybe I made it up. You got to decide. But Larry Fitzgerald has more career tackles than he has career drop passes.
Real.
That can't be real.
Real.
Can it?
I don't know, Bull, can it?
Well, yeah. How do they count it? I feel like drops. Guys don't have as many drops as you think.
Last time he dropped a pass, he was 8 years old.
I bet he's got a dozen tackles.
Has he dropped? I mean, he didn't drop a dozen passes? That's like 1 a year.
I doubt he dropped a dozen for his career, boy.
I'm going to say that's false. As great as Larry Fitzgerald is. You're going true.
I'm going
Dustin,
true.
you're going true?
Yeah.
All right, I'm saying false.
Bull, you are wrong. Earl and Dustin are right, even though their numbers are slightly off. He dropped 29 passes in his career.
Yeah.
He had 41 tackles.
Wow, okay.
Well,
I guess we should have known he had a lot of tackles because he played for a long
Played for
time.
Arizona,
and
too.
he played with a lot of bad quarterbacks.
Yeah, 41
That saved the day quite a bit.
All right, next one.
That is, we shouldn't gloss over that. That is
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah,
That is
stat.
crazy. He played how many years in the league?
I'll tell you one sec, hold on. But a lot.
He played probably a dozen years, maybe more.
He was drafted the year before Braylon, right? Or
he was
2 years?
2004.
Yeah.
Played 17 seasons.
So he averaged less than 1.5 drops per season. That's crazy.
That's wild.
He also had 1,432 receptions. So
How
Where
many
does that
yards?
rank all time?
Sorry, Mike. I'm just
it
curious.
is second
now.
all time. Second all time.
Behind Jerry Rice.
How many yards?
Yards, 17,492 and 121 touchdowns.
You said he had 1,400 receptions?
Yes.
Good thing about that.
And 29 drop passes.
So, 1,400 times the ball came
Yeah.
here. 1,400 times!
1,400.
And he dropped
Less than 30.
about 20.
I mean,
Out of 1,400.
That guy's got great.
And by the way, you get defenders
yeah.
around you.
And Jerry Rice is he's second behind Jerry.
And by the way, in shitty quarterbacks,
pretty much.
which means the ball placement's probably not the best.
Right. Yeah, he's amazing. It's just crazy.
Jerry Rice had 1,549 receptions.
Didn't Jerry Rice have over 20,000 receiving yards? Or no?
It's like 22, I thought.
Almost 23.
So Jerry Rice, Larry Fitzgerald second all-time receiving yards or no?
Not in yards, in receptions.
Where is he in yards?
I can do that right now. Receiving yards. Go.
Top 5 all time is probably crazy. Jerry.
Oh, he is
Randy,
second in receiving
Jerry.
yards too. You're right.
Dude, how about Larry Fitzgerald's great he is? We just talked about 17 years. 17,000 yards, number 2 all time, and he's 5,000 roughly behind Jerry Rice. 5,000.
Well,
that's like That's almost a third of his yards that he's behind Jerry Rice.
He'd have to play 4 more seasons at his average.
Bro, he played with Joe Montana.
I hear you, but still, no.
You think that's the one record?
There's a lot of great players that have played with great quarterbacks that don't have 22,000.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison played with Peyton.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm making the point that, like, if you, Fitzgerald has had some good quarterbacks. Like, he played with Kurt Warner. I mean, you know.
It's not a knock at Fitzgerald.
No,
I'm just saying how ridiculous Jerry Rice's numbers are.
I understand.
And remember, they didn't throw crazy like they do now.
Which leads to what I was going to ask. You think Jamar or Justin or maybe Jeremiah one day can break
Rice?
Yeah. No. Or is it untouchable?
I just think, I don't know. Although guys get more, the top receivers get more yardage now, but you got to stay healthy. Like, part of it is just staying. Jerry Rice and Larry Fitzgerald stayed healthy forever.
Yeah.
But is Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson going to stay healthy, play 17 years, 20 years?
Well, first off, the money is so insane
Yeah,
now
you
that guys
won't do it.
don't want to. Why do you even play 17 years?
Yeah,
Jerry Rice was wearing that Seahawks uniform like he was a dad taking his kid on a recruiting visit.
Speaking of old players, before we get to the next one, did you guys see this? Who pitched for the Royals last night? Did you guys hear about this?
He like 45?
Yeah.
Rich Hill.
So yesterday against the Cubs at Wrigley Field.
Rich Hill still pitching?
Rich Hill was pitching in the minors this year.
Okay.
The Royals called him up yesterday to start against the Cubs.
Okay.
He was pitching at Wrigley Field, where he made his major league debut for the Cubs 20 years ago.
To the date?
Not to the exact date,
Okay.
but like within a few weeks.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I was still in high school.
Think about it. The guy is 45 years old. And you know what? Against the Cubs lineup that's really good, he actually pitched decently.
Yeah, not bad.
I think he only gave up 2 runs, and it was really sloppy defense by Kansas City. The guy, I thought about that because he's Jerry Rice looking guy. I mean, Rich Hill, he's got teammates there that he could have kids that are older than some of his teammates.
Probably does.
I mean, that's crazy.
PCA is super young. Like, it wouldn't be crazy if PCA is his age, like the age of his kid. So.
Yeah, well, that's not his teammate. He's pitching for the Royals.
Almost as impressive as
right.
Bobby Wood Jr. Just
Sure.
It was our boy Bartolo Colon hit that home run.
Yeah.
When he was like 40 something.
Yeah, he was in his 40s.
In his 40s, which is incredible. Man, it's just amazing that these guys can do that.
Yeah. And he's pitched. If you look at his log of all including the minors and like teams in other countries that he's played for, it's like 70 different teams. So some of them he played more than once, and he tied the major league record for most teams in the majors.
Deion Sanders playing corner at 37.
Yeah, that is pretty insane.
Crazy.
I was watching one last thing, Mike, real quick. I was watching this highlight video of a baseball game between the Yankees and Royals where Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders played against each other.
That's probably cool.
That was so cool because Bo was hitting Bo Jackson. For those who don't know,
best athlete ever.
I'm completely convinced he could have been a Hall of Famer at either sport had he only played one and stayed healthy. He was that good in both.
Probably could have picked any sport to play, not just baseball or
right.
football.
But he was so good at both those sports. Like Deion might have been a good Hall of Fame football player. Might have been a good baseball player if he only played baseball. Maybe he would have been a Hall of Famer if he only played baseball. But there were much bigger flaws in his baseball game than there were. Like Bo Jackson was ridiculous.
My dad used
Remember
to
when
tell
he
me that.
broke the bat over his head?
Incredible.
Yeah, my dad used to tell me that. He used to say Bo Jackson was the sickest athlete he had ever seen.
I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a guy hit for the opposite field pass. He would have hit home runs. He's a right-handed hitter. He'd hit home runs to right field. There was one time where he broke his bat and hit a home run to right field.
All right, next stat, Bull.
Go ahead.
If you combined all of the Browns quarterbacks last season into one stat line, so took all their cumulative stats.
Gotcha.
They would have finished top 10 in the NFL in passing yards.
Well, Jameis threw for a lot of yards the games he played. Top 10?
Shador and Dillon threw for a lot of yards in college.
No.
This is not taken
last year.
Yeah, this.
Okay,
it's
okay.
a bad picture.
Wouldn't most teams?
Love Ant, but it's picked a bad picture.
No, a lot of teams only have their one quarterback that plays, but.
Yeah.
So it's Deshaun, Jameis, DTR.
For some reason, that doesn't sound that impressive.
And Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, no, it's not necessarily. No, I'm going to say it's false, though.
That's fake.
No, that'd be true.
Dustin nailed it. It's real. They would have been ninth, just behind Aaron Rodgers and just ahead of Justin Herbert.
Well, those guys play 17 games?
Rodgers did. Herbert played 16.
Well, but you didn't include the 17 games.
No, not by team. I'm just saying if you made the Browns one player.
I mean, you could say that about a lot. Yeah, you're right.
Would have been nice.
That's disingenuous.
All right, these are all weird stats.
Yeah.
Next, in 125 Major League seasons, the Guardians/Indians have an all-time record of just 2 games below 500. It was 3 when we made this yesterday. They won last night, so just 2 games below 500.
Fake.
So they were, I mean, from the mid-50s till the mid-90s, they were horrible for almost every year for 40 years. But since the mid-90s, they've obviously
did they catch up?
Well over 500. And back in the day, there was, some stretches good, some stretches. I'm going to say that's fake. I think they're further under 500.
True.
It is fake, but they're actually above 500.
Wow.
They have a 51.2 franchise winning
Fascinating.
percentage. They are 9,902 and 9,409.
I guess the 50s and before, they probably won more games than I thought they did. Because from the mid-50s to the mid-90s, they were hideous. For 40 years, they almost always were under 500.
All right, next up,
Yeah.
let's talk a little Cavs. LeBron James has played 11,000 more minutes in a Cavs uniform than any other player ever. 11,000 minutes.
11,000 minutes. Let's see. Let's figure out how many games that is. Let's say he averages 40 minutes a game, 40 times 10 is
There's no way you're figuring this out.
40 times 10 is 400. 400 times 10 is 4,000.
Fake.
That's 100. 4,000 times 3. Oh, that's true.
I think it's true.
True.
It is true. LeBron's played 33,130 minutes with the Cavs. Second, can you guess second real quick?
Kevin Love.
No.
Mark Price.
Hold on. Second.
You should get this.
Oh, is it Jonas?
Bingo. Nailed
Z.
it. 21,820.
Where's Mark Price?
I don't know, and I don't have time to go look up all these. Next
Fair
up,
enough.
Travis Hafner, who's in 10th place in the Guardians' all-time home run list, is closer to Jose Ramirez, who is second on the all-time Guardians-Indians home run list, than Jose is to Jim Thome, who's number 1.
That's true.
That's true.
We going across the board?
That is true.
3 wrong answers. It is fake. Jose has 275. Hafner had 200. So 75 gap there. He's 61 now behind Jim Thome after his home run.
Yeah, he had a lot of home runs with Philly. That's true.
All right, next up. Of the Browns' top 10 highest single season reception totals. So single season, most receptions in a single season. I didn't know how to exactly word that. 5 of those seasons belong to tight ends. So half of their top 10 belong to tight ends.
True.
True.
That's true.
Can you name? It is true. Can you name the 5?
Ozzie Newsome twice.
Correct.
Kellen Winslow once.
What's it? Gary Barnidge once.
I'm gonna let you just keep guessing until like.
Njoku once.
Njoku was once.
So we're missing 1, right? We got 1 for Winslow, 1 for Njoku, and 2 for Ozzie.
It's 2 for Winslow. If I let you keep guessing, you never would.
Oh, you 2 for Winslow. Okay.
2 for Winslow, 2 for Newsome, and 1 for Njoku. Steve, skip the next one. Let's go to 11.
Controversy right there.
Lonzo Ball has 4 times as many triple doubles as the rest of the Cavaliers roster combined.
Yeah, he's got those. Lonzo Ball gets those welfare triple doubles, like 11 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. I'm gonna say yes.
It sounds like a lot. I'll say false.
I'm gonna say real.
Fake.
Who has a triple double on the Cavs?
But 4 times?
Yeah, but he's that type of guy that gets a little bit of everything. Nobody gets triple doubles. The Cavs don't have any player that gets triple doubles.
Donovan hasn't even had one in his career.
Yeah, nobody. Really? I don't think the Cavs probably have 1.
Cavs have 2.
Oh, 2?
Mobley?
Lonzo has 8. So it's true.
Yeah.
He does have 4 times as many. Can you guess who has the other triple-double? Or the 2 triple-doubles for the Cavs?
Is it Darius?
Darius is correct.
Mobley?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay.
Mobley will have one this year.
So Donovan's never gotten a triple-double.
Never has a triple-double.
So what? Darius got a triple-double, huh?
Yes.
I didn't remember that. So who's got the other one? Got to be some random dude.
Yeah, I bet it's somebody that a veteran.
Larry Nance Jr.
Max Strus.
Strus.
Oh,
If
wow.
Larry Nance Jr. has one, I didn't even look him up.
Yeah.
So maybe he.
Why
Maybe
wouldn't
he
you
does.
look him up?
'Cause I totally forgot he was on the team when I was there.
Wow. He probably doesn't. But
Steve, go to the last one. We're gonna save the other 3 for overtime.
okay.
Steve, go to the very last one. It's a Guardians one here, Bull. Or
Mm-hmm.
Indians, technically. Only one player in Cleveland baseball history has a strikeouts per 9 innings rate of 10 plus, better than 10.
Well, with a certain amount of innings, right? No minimum of innings?
No, according to Pro Baseball Reference, no. This is just this is starters. This has to be starters.
Starters, okay.
Starters, yeah. Like Class A doesn't count, no.
Wow, there's only one. I would have thought there was more.
Or maybe I'm lying.
Oh, that's right. I thought I was trying to guess. Only one. Oh, so you could be lying. You could be lying. It could be more than one.
I'm gonna say
right.
fake.
I'm gonna say fake also.
Okay, it's fake. There's 3.
Fake.
But I want you to name the 3, Bull. This is where it gets fun.
Can I
Okay.
try it, boy? Can I try
Yeah,
it before
yeah.
you?
Yeah, go.
Because it's easy for you. I'm gonna say Bob
It's not
Feller.
easy.
Bob Feller, Cliff Lee, CC Sabathia.
I'm gonna
3
say.
incorrects.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought maybe Sabathia. I knew the other 2 were not right. I'm gonna say. And
One
don't
you
say
should
anything. Don't say anything.
Okay.
This is just their time in Cleveland.
This is on the Pro Baseball Reference Cleveland all time.
So I'm gonna say. Corey Kluber. Is that correct or no?
Incorrect. I was gonna let you go for all of them then.
Shane Bieber.
That is correct. He's number 2.
Trevor Bauer.
Bauer is just shy.
Oh.
He's 5. Kluber's 4, by the way. Kluber was 9.8 for his career.
Oh, okay.
Is this another recent pitcher?
Mike Clevenger.
Yes. Now, can you name number 1? Clevenger's 3.
So I got 2, 3, 4, and 5
You got 2,
on
3,
their
4, and
all-time
5.
strikeout per inning for starters.
Is this guy in the last 15 years?
Yeah, he's 36 years old. He last pitched for Cleveland in a meaningful capacity in 2017.
Oh, Carrasco. No. Sorry.
Carrasco's on the list. He's number 7.
Salazar?
Bingo.
Oh, Danny
Earl,
Salazar.
you got it. Danny Salazar.
Yeah, I mean he
I'd have bummed that guy.
he didn't pitch enough to really qualify probably, but yeah, he had huge strikeout numbers. Danny Salazar, that's true. That guy just went off the cliff.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to save the last 3 for overtime. It'll be part of our overtime topic. We've got a couple super chats to wrap up today's show. Eric Harris gifted 5 memberships today, so shout out to Eric Harris. Yoshi Dice says, Shedeur Sanders is a star. Mason Graham is a star. Let's rock. He also says, Bull, you're my Guardians go-to. There's nobody better.
Thank you.
The Goober216 says, UCSS horse game. Could that be a thing? Does it mean like playing basketball horse?
I don't know.
Do we mention horses today?
I don't think so.
I can't think of a horse reference on
I don't
today's
know.
show.
Horse game.
Director Steve says he doesn't think we did. And then last one, Yoshi also says, everybody was looking at Bull with LeBron stats. I think he was giving you a compliment for your mental math on figuring out how many games. that
Yeah,
extra
well,
11,000
I was trying to
minutes
figure out how many games and if that was a reasonable amount of games that he's played more than other players. And so that's why I came up with my guess. I mean, so there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yoshi.
We got practice coming up here in 3.5 hours. When we come in tomorrow, Bull, Dustin, and Earl, we're going to be talking about Shedeur Sanders throws.
Oh, my God.
We're going to be talking about
we
Dylan
know
Gabriel throws.
Was
We're
G
not here
Bush
tomorrow.
out there?
Hey, look, when me and G get out there, I'm gonna have G out there tracking stats.
Oh, my God.
I'm gonna make G track stats. I'm gonna do
Can
video.
we trust G to track stats?
No.
Let's be honest. Also, the Goober
G-Bush
says
has
basketball
become-
horse. The
I'm
Goober,
playing, man.
G. Bush is like to Shador what Chops was to Deshaun Watson at this point.
I can't wait to get out there and just see the team in general. Can't wait to see Shador throw. Can't wait to see all the quarterbacks throw for real. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm interested to see who's gonna take the first team rep with the ones.
Who do you think?
Kenny?
Let's make a
I think it's gonna
prediction
be
right
Kenny. I think it's gonna be Kenny. I ain't saying it should be Kenny. I think it's gonna be Kenny though.
They should put Flacco out there.
It should be Flacco. I think it will be Flacco.
And avoid all of the bullcrap controversy.
Yeah.
You know they're not gonna do that though.
And I think they will.
It makes too much sense.
All right, we'll see you in overtime here in just a few minutes. We appreciate you tuning in to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Peace.